I've literally heard a client refer someone else to me, and they said, not only is he experienced and a great agent, et cetera, he's going to send you some really cool videos. You're going to love it. I didn't have to use those words. They said it for me.
You are listening to the 10-4 at R4 podcast, recorded live at RE/MAX R4 2020 from the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. In this episode, we discuss
customer experience
with
James Wood
of
RE/MAX Results
from
Owasso, Oklahoma.
Now, here are your hosts, Jesse Peters and Michael Thorne.
Welcome to the 10-4 at R4 podcast. I am Michael Thorne of RE/MAX Lifestyles Realty in Langley, BC, and my co-host is
Jesse Peters from RE/MAX Executives, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. That might have been loud in your ear, Michael.
the
But
caffeine is
I don't
kicking
really
in.
care.
Our amazing guest is James Wood from just outside Tulsa,
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
Tulsa.
I think that makes it easy.
Sure.
And James, 10-minute podcast. We could sit and chit-chat and make a little small talk, but let's just dive right into it.
Let's do it.
Customer experience. Here at RE/MAX R4, we were honored to have you be a part of Video Summit. We talked about the power of using one-to-one video. One of the points I tried to make, and I think it resonated with people, is there was people that adopt technology and things to do, and there's people that adapt to certain things. And certainly when you see a bunch of people doing something and you see the results of it, it's easier to adapt to it. But when we're creating one-to-one video to have an amazing customer experience before they become clients, during the time that they're clients, and afterwards, other people don't get to see that. You're not posting it on Facebook. It's not going on YouTube. And I think a lot of people, if they saw how you utilize video to improve the client experience, or the way I do or Jesse does, a lot more people would do that. So let's do it in order. Let's go 1, 2, 3, pre, during, and post.
Yeah.
Our industry does not have a lead creation problem. That was cleared this morning.
Insane.
5.9 million deals done in the U.S. last year, 84 million leads generated.
Whoa.
So the issue isn't a lead. The issue is conversion.
Right.
How do you utilize and maybe use an anecdote or tell a story of how one-to-one simple video has exploded your ability to convert a lead into a client?
Right before I get into that, I just want to say, I hear all the time, online leads suck. They're terrible.
Yeah.
No. I don't believe that. Because my very first year in the business, brand new to Tulsa as well, I made 6 figures off of online leads because I didn't have a sphere. I didn't yet know anybody. Everyone I knew had a real estate license, and I couldn't sell them any houses. So I still made a great income off of online leads. So I believe we as the professionals don't know how to convert the leads.
Convert, nurture
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or,
And so
or
take
connect,
a
build a
lead
relationship, whatever you want to call it.
to the neck. Yeah.
Yeah.
so for
to
me,
the
it all starts with
customer.
provide so much value where almost in a good way they're overwhelmed, realizing you know what you're talking about. You're an
Yeah.
expert, and and I hear this all the time, James, in this 5-minute conversation, you have told me more than any other realtor I've spoken with.
Yeah.
That means the world to me. And then, as soon as I'm done with that conversation, I'm hopping online to my computer, and I'm going to use a program to send one-to-one videos. And I'm going to tell them, I'm James. I want them to realize I'm human. I mean, obviously we've connected on the phone, but I want to put a face to the name. And then I want to just reiterate some of my points. The fact that as a buyer, you won't pay a dime of commission, and I will even help you with a for sale by owner or brand new construction. Or I get that first listing appointment. And I want to send them I call it a resume video, where it quickly gives some stats about me. It gives marketing examples at the bottom. And again, face to the name, so they realize that, and I'm just using video to stand out.
And it's important to stand out. If there's 5.9 million deals and 84 million leads, that same opportunity was presented to multiple agents. And the amazing part in the 2020 world is you're still a unique a butterfly in the real estate industry, because if we all responded that same way, then that would be the minimum expected relationship.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, even in 2020 world, that you would stand out in a heartbeat if you just shared a little bit of
I hear it all the time. I've literally heard a client refer someone else to me, and they said, not only is he experienced and a great agent, et cetera, he's going to send you some really cool videos. You're going to love it. I didn't have to use those words. They said it for me.
And that's the best way
I love it.
to grow.
Yes.
Right?
It's awesome.
To get marketing done.
Yes.
Is when your clients do the work for
Absolutely. Client experience during the transaction.
Yeah.
What's really the huge opportunity in real estate is, unlike going out for dinner that takes 2 hours or going for a day at an amusement park, the customer experience journey in the process of buying and selling could be weeks, could be months long.
Correct.
And so it's important to have something that maintains that really great high-touch customer experience that you can't just sit in their kitchen table all that time. So how are you using video during the buying or selling process to really up that game?
Constantly. I use it every single day. So I have evergreen videos that I've already created, and I've put together a nice email template, and it is set up. Some of them are automated, and some of them I send them out manually at a certain point in the transaction. So the day a buyer goes under contract, they get my next steps email that already has recommended inspectors, insurance agents, a reminder that it's super important to communicate with their lender in a timely manner. Credit do's and don'ts. Don't quit your job. Don't become self-employed all of a sudden. Things like that. So it's great reminders, and it's also making sure I am more likely to have a successful transaction. They don't make simple mistakes, because we sometimes forget it, because we do this every single day, and we know it like the back of our hand.
Totally.
We assume they know it. No, they don't. They need us sometimes to tell them these things. So I've already got it all set up. Or how about that listing? For some reason, it's stagnant. It's not selling. Showings are down, and a lot of times it's because I've got one not too long ago that I cannot remember off the top of my head, but I think it was 18 active properties in their subdivision, and 12 had sold in the last year. The numbers, statistically, it's going to take a little while to sell.
Yeah.
And so over the course of, that one took me it was the longest it's ever taken me, almost right at a year. And I've never had that happen before. So I didn't know what to do. My average days on market's like 22, when normally my market's around 50 to 60. So a year was forever, but it was that subdivision. Anyways, I used video to stay in touch with them. I was able to avoid a 20-minute awkward phone call.
Yep,
But by using video and being able to have attachments, I was able to include updated market information. Here's how many are selling. Let's go outside of your subdivision. Let's look at the school district. And I really provided a lot of data and showed them, here's also all the marketing that's in place. They knew the problem wasn't the agent. And I do come behind a lot of realtors where a home has expired, and the number one complaint, we all know what the number one complaint is.
Communication.
What? Exactly. It's communication. I have never heard that complaint about me. I'm sure it's happened somewhere sometime, but it's never gotten back to me because I almost over-communicate.
If you communicated exactly the same that James did, but in text, said the exact same words, somehow that would feel like not communicating the same way or as much. And I believe it is quicker to send a one-to-one video than send an email anyway. So I don't even know what the objection is.
And that's the thing. And we've been some of the casts we've been doing, the theme is the authenticity. So when you're able to deliver the communication during the transaction via video, they can see how you're feeling, like, hey, this is going to be a bit of a grind. I know you're feeling this way, I'm feeling this way, but here's the game plan. And when they could see it in your gestures, in your eyes, right? They're like,
I know you care.
Exactly. They're not getting fluff. They're not getting a script. They're not getting anything else. And also know this is part of the journey.
Yeah. I like that.
So that's
Part of the
stage one, stage two. And how are you using it then to, now that you've met them, you've converted them, you've fulfilled your role as an agent, helping them buy or sell. Now it should be the easy part.
Yes.
They like you. You were successful. How are you using it then to maintain that relationship in between the homes they buy and sell?
Absolutely. So, like 2 days after, again, it's automated. So many of this is already set up. I did it one time, and don't reinvent the wheel every single time. So I've got a video that goes out to them 2 days after closing, thanking them for choosing me, because there's 5,000 realtors in my market. So the fact that I got to be the guy they chose, that really does mean the world to me and to my family. And I point that out to them. I asked them for a 5-star review in that same email. Then about a week later, in my market, because it's public information, when people buy and sell properties, they start getting junk mail that looks really real. It looks like it came from the county, and they want 80.
And you mean junk mail that might be a scam?
Exactly. Yes. It's a scam. They want 84, and it's a weird number too. It's like $84 for a copy of their deed or something. No. It's junk. They are literally going to send someone $84 and lose it's fake. And so I send them a notification. Don't fall for this. And if you do have any questions, call me first or call your lender first.
Wow.
And then, I don't know, 3 months after a buyer closes, I tell them, hey, I want to make sure you remember to change your air filters in your return air. Now, why do I care about this? And I go ahead and plant the seed. I'll say, because one, I just care for you, right? And I want to be your realtor for life. And I know that one day when you go to sell that house, you're going to call me. And I want to make sure that your systems are in good working order. So make sure we maintain all of our systems. And that's just going to help your property value, right? And less expense out of your pocket. So I'm giving them value. Home anniversary, a year later, they're going to get a note from me saying, hey, you closed 1 year ago. And here's what's so cool about that is a year later, I don't remember that they closed. I don't remember. I'm working with the next group of 15 or 20 people or whatever I'm doing. I'm not thinking about who closed 2 years ago. I don't remember, but they got an email from me. And in a video email.
Exactly.
So
Video
you're
email.
setting up video automation
Yes.
for
love
the
it.
congratulations a year in advance.
Correct. Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And I do some things that are not
Tweak
always
it.
video. I also have
Yeah,
an
yeah.
actual
I
physical
get it.
mail out. And the day of closing, I actually write 3 notes: a thank you note, the 1 year and the 2 year home anniversary, the day of closing, and I stick it in a filing. But I love the videos.
Systems.
Oh
So
my
on that
gosh,
note,
James, I love this.
I don't have the equipment. I'm not an editor. I don't know how to. I don't have a YouTube account. I don't have a. So what is your solution? My solution, Jesse's solutions, to doing exactly what you just talked about?
It is my all-time favorite, the best. I mean, hands down, the best thing I've ever invested in. BombBomb.
Jesse, where does BombBomb rank in your top 20 investments in real estate?
Can it be? Is there anything higher than number 1?
Yeah.
It's amazing to
Seriously.
me. It is
Simple
so,
video, one-to-one
so
video.
Clearly, the number one thing that has improved my business. In a 25-year real estate career, I've tried many things to improve my business. Doesn't even come close to that. And just in full disclosure, how much did you get paid to say that?
Not one. I've never made 1 penny.
How much did you get paid to say it?
Zip.
Zip for me too.
And I like what you said, editing and all that. You know, I get into listing videos and green screen editing
Sure.
and all that. BombBomb, 0 editing. You hit a button, you speak to the camera, and I've got a webcam built into my laptop.
Yep.
I did decide to go ahead and invest in a USB external microphone just for a little higher quality audio because my laptop didn't cut it. That was it. That was the only investment that you have to make. Or you don't even have to make that if you don't want to, but I chose to. And you hit record, you say the words, you hit, it's done. And send. It's that simple. You can literally send a video in less than 60 seconds.
Now it's time for the R4 Rapid 4.
All right, James, before the podcast started, we asked you to roll the dice 4 times. You did. And Mike, and like many other guests, did it with no questions whatsoever, just a ton of trust.
I'm so nervous right now.
Jesse
Yeah.
Peters, in his hand, is holding 10.
Especially based on what you were doing last night.
I might have to pop up a photo.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
What you put on Facebook stays on Facebook. In Jesse's
alter
hand,
ego.
he's holding 10 nonsensical questions numbered 1 through 10. You rolled the dice 4 times. His first roll was number 7.
James,
Jesse.
how long would you last in a zombie apocalypse?
0. In 1 minute.
He would,
You're like, I'm
he would
I'm out.
join Team Zombie right away.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
in.
what I would do. Hey, can I just join your efforts? You're clearly going to win. So let me just help you out.
Number 3.
What is the weirdest thing you've seen in someone else's home?
Oh my gosh. Electrical outlets, like, I think right beside the shower. I mean, it could, yeah, I mean, like, wait, like, no space in between. I don't know how else to describe
So
that.
what? Because you're shaving in the shower, hair blow.
Yes, I-
Oh,
It was way
charging
too-
your phone.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Number 9.
In those first few seconds, are you hoping it's Ice Ice Baby or Under Pressure?
Ice Ice Baby.
My man!
Wow, that's 2 great answers. Maybe 3 great answers. This last question for James Wood is number 8.
If animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
A rhino.
Oh, why?
Yeah, he's big, he's mean, he's fierce,
He's
and he's going to tell you what he thinks, which is sometimes what I relate to.
He
I'm
also-
not always rude, but
You're
I'm
so
going
rude.
to tell you what's up.
He hardly has any friends left. You know what I mean? Instinction's starting to get a little.
Yeah, it's getting a little scary out
He
there.
can't find a mate. He's grumpy. He's grumpy.
Sure.
That brings us to the end of this episode of the 10-4 at R4 podcast with our guest, James Wood. Thanks for joining us. My co-host is the fearless
Indeed I am.
Jesse Peters, and I'm Michael Thorne. We'll see you in the next one. Over and out.
That's this week's episode of the 10-4 at R4 podcast with your hosts Jesse Peters and Michael Thorne. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode. Thank you for watching.